Are you ready? Let's go. Well, good morning, folks. How are you?
Morning.
Well, we've got
good morning. Good morning, guys.
People already with us. So,
yeah. So,
cool.
there. I just read in the text. Sorry. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. Just Matt's not with us. He's given birth. Men can give birth. We just figured it out, me and Jim.
Yes.
So my governor out here is, I guess, is right, huh? You can give birth to kidney stones.
Mm-hmm. Now, hopefully you
I don't know if that's birth.
You didn't just
you give birth to rocks.
Yeah, hopefully you didn't tell something more private than Matt really wanted to have known, but that's the way.
Oh, hey, we're a bunch of old men. Of course, crap like that's going to happen to us. You know,
it certainly does.
Not the first and won't be the last. I'm sure. How many guys? Come on. How many of you guys have passed a kidney stone? I want to see. I bet you're more than 5.
I'm sure we got a few of them.
We got some old farts on here, like us. The 2 old farts, the 2 beginners. Yep. But anyways, yeah. So far, I'm watching Indy Lights on right now. They're around one of my favorite tracks, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, with that uphill, downhill straightaway. Yep. That is just a great TV track. And how about Mexico City? What a wild one we had there.
They
were passing. They were passing in the stadium section.
Yeah. Formula wild. One needs to watch that over
the cup cars just run
and see what the cup cars did and how they can improve Formula One in there.
Well, they showed what's going to happen in May because they ran Canada last weekend. Indy ran the oval. They were running the Joseph Newgarden
launch pad
charity race or whatever. He's won what? He won 5 or 6 or something like that there. But he was, I don't know if you guys watched, he was quite a bit ahead. He was lapping the 11th and the 10th place guy. And the 10th place guy decided he was going to hit the wall and go right in front of him. As they were breaking away, they came right back like a second later, and there he was on his head. But he walked away. So he didn't get to win it. And Kyle Kirkwood won another one. And SVG had a hell of a race. I mean, it helped that Ty Dillon screwed up on the pit thing. Who knows what would have happened. He was running really well. And then it seemed like you had to keep your tires on there. So it was a real conservation type deal. Once your tires went at Mexico, it seemed like you just went backwards. I guess that's anywhere though, you know. But the chips fell his way, and it was a hell of a race. He deserved it.
Yep.
Too bad he wasn't running Red Bull, but we'll give him a break on that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got the Red Bull car out. Hey, we're gonna have some more. We have a few, and they'll check on the website. But we're gonna have a few of the Josh Berries available. We're almost out of those. Those are just about sold out. For the 21, there'll be a few more pop up. So I don't know, next week sometime. But and then we got the Petty 74 Charger coming, Daytona winner and championship car. It's a dual car. And then we got the Tony the Tiger, Kyle Larson, Tony the Tiger coming.
Yep.
That'll be next week. That all ships. Little behind on it. And club members, one thing, I've gotten several phone calls. All the club members that were auto, where Marco does them, there it is, Tony the Tiger. The club members that are not in this, they're not in the Shopify system, right? Marco runs them separate, Jim.
Okay.
We sent them out an email, like, saying they're thinking they're not in the club. No, the email was just a link so that you could get into the store and see all the stuff that you're eligible, because they're not getting, they can't go into the club store, which has all the benefits in it. So he was trying to push some more of them in. So if you don't react to the email you got, nothing changes. If you react to the email you got, then it'll allow you to go into the store. It says to purchase, but when you purchase, you're not actually spending money. You've already been charged. Is the Marty Robbins a decal set or a kit? It's a kit. It's a kit, Keith, but you got to be in the club to get it. It's a club
Bill,
exclusive.
Bill, click on that jigs again, because I asked Marco. He says he's got quite a few, so I don't know why it's not showing that. But Rick, ask Marco when he gets up about to change
at the hospital.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Change the number on what?
The jigs. It says the store is out of jigs, but I asked him yesterday. He says he's got.
No, we have jigs.
Yeah,
they're everywhere. Yeah, he's just dealing with something.
Okay.
We'll get it fixed by Monday. But yeah, there's plenty of jigs. But, Marty Robbins, yeah, that's I can't wait for that car. That's going to be the 71 flat hood, 71, 72 body style with the flat hood. Going to be the purple and yellow.
I like Jose said that SVG beat all of our favorite drivers.
Yeah.
And he wasn't a jerk about it either.
I don't have a favorite driver in NASCAR. It's everybody that we have signed up that's it's driving a whiskey car or a Wood Brother car.
Our favorite driver is the one that we have the most in stock of those kits, so we can get them out.
Yeah, we like all the Henry guys. Tony the Tiger, that's a good one. Kyle Larson seems to be one of the most popular. Chase, Kyle, the Wood brothers do great. All of them have done. The Travelers Whiskey been the best seller this year.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
and then
Douglas.
the IndyCars, they're all. I mean,
yeah,
every single one. I think we're out. We might even be out of Dixon now. I think we're just down to, we got some Joseph Daytona or Indy winners, and we got some Herta, the last one out, and then we got the Kyle Larson coming next month, along the World 600 and they're in IndyCar, yeah, and we also have the Indy 500 winner coming out next month. and those two are the two Kyle Larson. And then we got Alex Pillows, Chip Ganassi Racing, baby. Yeah, that was it was a good win, good pass, good race. Not as good as the year before because the two cars in front kind of stopped them from dicing as much. It was harder from third and fourth, but still a good race. And then we got that coming out next month. So that'll be available to everybody, but that will be the kid of the month, as we call it, for the club. And you can either make Daryl. It was Nashville in 1984, and Daryl drove the flat nose, and Neil drove the regular nose. Don't know why, but Mike Herman came up with that. We had crappy pictures, so Clay actually built those two models. First time we ever put an actual build on our box. And of course, Jim didn't give Clay any credit if you're watching, Clay.
Sorry about that, Clay. I forgot. But then again, Clay touches the boxes after I do, so he could have put his own name on there.
Yeah, exactly. Clay, it's your fault. You should have put your name on it. Right across the picture, just in yellow, right across the picture.
On the end.
Built by Clay Kemp, right across the whole photo.
Models built by Clay Kemp. Hey, how many of the Travelers cars did we end up making?
I don't know, Jim. I don't a lot. I don't remember.
At least a lot for the number of kits we're doing.
Yeah, we don't do that many kits, guys. We can make anywhere from 500 to 1,000. That's kind of where we make kits. I mean, when you really think about it, we're not, like the Dale Earnhardt kits you see on eBay. I mean, some of our early stuff we did large amounts, but the stuff that we're doing now is all super limited run.
Yeah,
and that's why we run out of it, because we want to do more subjects, and we're just a little company, so we got to keep our numbers down. Otherwise, we have a bunch of inventory and we can't make new stuff, right?
And it always keeps you guys in fresh bread.
Yeah, that and next month the 2-in-1, that's pretty cool. That's going to be a fun project. Got a lot of stuff coming out when you think about it. We got these two, and then boom, right on top of them you're going to have 2 Indy cars and then 2 more Cup cars. Then you're going to have another 3 kit month whenever we do Robbins. I'm not sure what month that is.
And we got this one.
Oh yeah, that was approved. And guess what? They hit us up. Rebel Bourbon wants to carry the car.
Sweet.
You got an email on Thursday. Yeah, Rebel Bourbon. Actually, we're starting to get that. The sponsors are starting to get involved with us. The other whiskey company. They're going to put them in their store. We saved a few boxes for them. And now Rebel Bourbon wants to put them in their store.
That's cool.
Which is cool. Yeah, good exposure for us, and for and for all of us that are into models. The more people we could expose, they might buy one of our kits from Rebel Bourbon, but then they might buy the whatever, just kits in general. That they might just get into it. Might help the whole hobby. And especially I think with the we're going to be doing the what do you call it, fulfillment for NASCAR Fanatics. They're the final beta testing right now, and so our whole line will be on NASCAR.com, and then we fulfill it on a daily basis. So, I mean, they'll be the same price as our website, maybe even a little more, but because the shipping, we give free shipping. But still, we'll bring in new people. That's kind of cool. Will Power, IndyCar, please. If he keeps his job, how about that?
Yeah.
Okay, if he keeps his job and David Malukas, I think he's going to keep it. In fact, I think they were going to make an announcement this weekend. I didn't watch practice, but I assume Will's going to be there at least another year. And yeah, I mean, gosh, the guy's the all-time pole winner, baby.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves a car. And hopefully, the car's going to 28 now. So we're going to get some legs out of it. And hopefully early next year, we'll have some road course wings. And maybe Will would be a great one to do with the road course wings. That'd be a great idea. It doesn't matter who we do in the road course wings. They're going to sell like crazy.
Absolutely.
But,
yeah, I'm sure somebody's making
the IndyCars have been.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the IndyCars have been phenomenal. They take them to the track. I mean, they don't have the outlets that Fanatics, the reach that Fanatics has for NASCAR.com, but our sales have just been, they've exceeded all our expectations. So we're stoked. We're going to have Halio's 2021 Indy 5 boxes approved, ready to go. So I don't know when we're going to release it this year, but so you're going to be able to get Halio's 4th Indy winner with that windscreen that we made and haven't used yet. And so that's going to be another cool one. So the Indy cars and my Lotus, man. I don't know if you guys seen my pitch. Let me go grab it, Jim. Okay.
Okay, you do that, and I'm going to load
the
because I've got the picture on here somewhere.
I got the motor on this one, guys. I'll show it to you.
Okay, there's Rick's cleanup of the castings that Mr. Lucas C made. These were just the first, get them out of the mold, clean the molds, and give Rick something to go with. So there is the single piece monocoque for the body. So it's gonna make things a little bit easier going it that route. And now let me clear this so Rick can. Let's see. So Rick can, let's see which one I want. I want to go to this one. Okay. Let me, nope, not what I want. Okay. I'll get this figured out. Okay. Go what you got,
Rick. Yeah. So I got I got the block, the heads. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there it is. Okay. You can see the Fords on there. This is a white metal, so it's quite heavy. And it goes right in the back of the car like that. I just knocked the brace out of the back of the car. But the brace, I didn't glue it in yet. And I can't see in this dark corner here with no glasses.
You have no glasses. So
yeah, I mean, what I did is I put the braces, the rear brace in the car. And there's the one that goes on top. And I put the front one in. And we were missing 3 parts. So Jim and the guys knocking those out this week. I'll have the motor wired, the distributor, I didn't glue it on. But I'll have the motor wired, the pipes on it, and the
injectors.
City stacks on it. So when I get that all done, I'll take a picture of it. We had some crap going on yesterday. Wasn't able to get it finished. And also Art Lasky met me and forgot to bring the orange wire. Of course, we're going to buy a big old roll of it so we can put it in the car. But yeah, I cleaned
super glue or epoxy on the engine.
I use epoxy more than I use. It depends. If it's a big part, I'll use epoxy. I use both. When I'm doing white metal, I use both. If I really want to hold like a heavy part, I use epoxy because then you can backfill it too. And but yeah, the car looks great, man. I mean, it was wonderful. They gave us the actual scan of the real car, 38.1. So yeah, it's going to be dead accurate, and made a couple little changes that just in building it, we built it in 3D printed, but whenever you switch over to, a roll of, well, it's not a roll of quarters, I joke, but it's heavy, and we made a couple adjustments in the front. Jim came up with an idea of, we're going to have a peg coming out of the water pump.
The water pump.
And then there's going to be, that's the water pump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the water pump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The water pump. And then there's going to be a receptacle right there. So it plugs in. And then the top brace in the back catches these two pins that Jim has on the rear. So instead of just lining it up from the rear, this way you'll line it up from both sides. So it's a minor thing. Matt's doing the final. This is the final one, but it wasn't cleaned up, although it was really nice. But Matt wants to get it perfect. So while he's doing that and getting ready for the production mold, he's going to add that little clip to get the motor in really tight. And we're going to do something really cool. We're going to try it. I mean, we haven't done it yet, but we've got that exhaust is really like a spaghetti thing. But if you follow the instructions, it goes together. But what Jim wants to do, we're going to probably provide both. We're going to put in a 3D printed set of exhaust.
All one piece.
You're going to like that. Yeah, you're going to like that better. Because remember, a computer doesn't know about undercuts. So when you 3D print, you can do all the undercuts in the world. This way, you're not trying to spaghetti together 4 parts into a manifold. And but we'll provide them since we already made them. So you can go either way. You can go metal, but the car is yellow. The exhaust is yellow, or if you do the 66, it's white. So it's not like the metal is going to help you get a look because it's all painted. So be fun. It's going to be really fun.
See if I've got any images of that on here. Oh, there we do.
Yeah, it's going to be, you guys are going to love it. I just had some things going on. I wasn't able to push it forward. So in the kit, you're going to be able to make the 82 and 83 1965 car, Jim Clark and Bobby Jones. And you're also going to have the decals to do the 66 STP car and the which is Jim Clark and Al Unser Sr. And I guess not junior, he wasn't even born yet, maybe. Pretty close. That's about when he was born. So yeah, you're going to be able to do all 4. So that way we don't have to do 2 packaging. We can put all the decals on one sheet, and that way if one sells, more than the other, it doesn't matter, But anyways, yeah, looking forward to that, man. Can't wait. And this weekend we got Road Atlanta.
You mean Road America?
Road Atlanta.
Road America.
Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got Cup cars are at Pocono. I love Pocono too. 2 good ones. And I already watched the Marquez charity race, the sprint race this morning. It was the greatest. If you guys watch MotoGP, I love all racing. I had Jim turn it on just as it was starting. It was just a little while ago it happened. And they have a sprint race now that's like, it was with 10 laps or something, Jim, I think it was. Right?
Usually pretty
something
short.
Like that, real short. Yeah. And they give so many points for them now. And right before they go to start, Mark Marquez is on pole again. and he reaches down. Jim said he was probably adjusting a clutch or something. And right as he looked down, they went. And so when they left, he was on the pole, but he was like 10th. By the time they went through the first corner, I think fourth. And by the time they went through the second or third quarter, he was third. I think by the time they ended the second lap, he was leading the race, right? It was pretty quick. Yep. It was pretty exciting. Then after that, they were recapping the 4 wide with Tony winning, and on that was Fox Sports. They showed Tony winning the 4 wide, and he's won since then. And then they showed Brittany going that 341, unbelievable. And of course, got to give a shout out to our boy Ron Capps winning this year. And next year we'll have that the funny car out, which is going to be exciting. And then we're going to look at some other forms of racing, American racing.
Yeah, we need
maybe
to
a Formula One someday if Cadillac gets involved and does something great. Or we do have McLaren under contract too, but that's tough. That's a tough gig. I'd look for more of, midgets, sprint cars, things like that. I think that's where our eyeballs are at right now. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. It's going to be did Tony win 3 weeks in a row? I think he won 2 weeks. No, I don't think it was in a row. I don't know, Douglas. I can actually see, you know what? I never read them. Can't wait for the funny car. Neither can I, man.
Yep.
I think it's going to be really cool. And Ron Capps, Ron and Paul over there, they're just jewels to work with. The majority of the kits are going to go to I don't even know if we'll put them in the hobby. They might just be, they're going to just probably be available through Ron Capps at the track, Legends, of course, that does trackside sales, and then through us on our website, and then probably just at Napa. I think it's going to be more like the IndyCar.
Being at the Napa stores, it'll be far more accessible for the guys that want them than guys that want to buy our stuff at the hobby stores, because there's just so many more Napa shops.
Well, you can buy them on our website. Yeah, they'll be on our website and selected dealers probably. It's one of those deals where Napa's kind of driving the train. They've already committed to X amount of kits. They both snake car. I think they want to start with the Army snake. They might change their mind, but as of right now, they want to start with the Army snake. Then we have to do car, and then we got to do the Hot Wheels snake car. So they have like plans for 3 different cars. It's gonna be fun.
And for the guys that want to do other kits and cars, the drill is you paint it and you buy your other aftermarkets, so decals. So yeah, but it works. It'll work. Yeah, that I love the number 8 MGM. That is a beautiful livery.
I'd like to make everything you guys list.
You're buffering really bad, Rick. What was that you said?
I like someone said I got to start it. It was both of us buffered. No, he goes, I got to start a second mortgage for the Lotus. Join the club. I've been buying Studio 20 Model Factory Hero for years, and I've been mortgaging mine too. Remember, guys, we're only going to make 100. Maybe 100 of each. That's it. I mean, they're going to be a very small run, and they'll be gone. It's not a plastic kit. It's a way for people that people that build that kit, they're about Model Factory Heroes runs it with the exchange rate right now. You could probably get it delivered for about $250. You can get the curbside stuff from Studio 27 for around 150, 175. And then that's the stuff that doesn't have motors in it, it just whatever hangs off the car. And then they're high detailed like this one. I mean, this one has photo etch, has all the internals, really. It's got all the front end, the nose comes off, all the coolers and stuff like that. It's a pretty cool car. Wait till you see it. And then next time, I think we will try a curbside down the road. But we'll see how this goes. Step one. Like I said, we want to sell, if we can sell 100 of each, we'll be happy. That's it. And then we'll move on to the next one. Remember, the molds wear out on these guys. So you only get so many pulls and the rubber wears out. So it's very labor intense to to manufacture one of these cars.
And that's why the price
is fun. We'll have fun with it. We'll see how it goes.
With metal molds, the cost of the metal molds is way up, but the cost per unit is, because it's plastic, is cheap. Whereas other ways, like even the hand casting urethane rubber, the molds are cheap, but the labor is expensive. So it's a trade-off back and forth. So that's the way it goes. But what it does is
that's why like
it'll allow us to do some.
That's why we were paying $39 for yeah. But I was saying, I know we're having some so it makes us talk on top of each other. But that's why the bodies like Ronnie sells, for $39. The Roadrunners and things like that in the past that we've all bought. That's why the $39 for Stinky, because he can't. And now you're spinning. There we go. We're back. But you can't even find people to do the work at that price point. The rubber is so expensive that a guy at best case scenario could maybe turn out 4 or 5 bodies a day. So you do the math. Who's willing to work for that?
Yeah.
It's not, spun metal is a little better, a little faster, but putting it all together, I mean, trust me, we make more percentage wise off a plastic kit than we do off of a multimedia kit, and way more work. But we're just doing it because we want them.
But there is a coolness factor too with the multimedias.
It's kind of like, the guy that if some other people like the song, then, that's great. And it's the same thing with this, Jim made it because I wanted it. So, and if a couple hundred of you guys want it, we'll make it another different one.
Yep.
If not, it dies there, whatever. But it was a way to get it. And Jim said, "Hey,
I'm dumb enough to do it."
And well, I already know it's going to be a total success because it's out there. Like we're inventing the company doing this. It's already Wolf Models, Model Factory Hero. I know for some of you guys, the sticker shock is a little probably much, and I don't know the exact price right at the moment, but anyone that builds this stuff is well aware of what it costs. You know, it's just so labor intense that you know, making the molds, you only get. You're lucky if you can get 40 pieces out of a mold. So a guy's got to clay up a mold, redo it, and that's what happens to, like, you know, Ronnie and Mike. They never can keep those resin bodies in, you know, stock because the guy don't want to do them for that cheap.
And another thing, when you're casting the resin into the rubber, the resin heats up, the resin gets hot, and it actually burns the thin sections of the rubber. What, Rick?
We're spinning a lot. I don't know what's going on. I got full bars here at the house.
That's on your end. So anyway.
Okay, I don't know what's going on here.
No, Bart, I did not hear the Starship explosion. I think that's 600-800 miles away from here, something like that. I know it's, well, maybe not that far. I know it's about a 6-hour drive, but no, I watched the videos on it, but didn't hear it. I do hear the engine test, because that's only about 10 miles down the road in downtown McGregor, where they test all the engines. But I didn't hear the Starship explosion, though I'm sure it could hear it for a long way. Yes, Kelvin. I think Mac.
Okay, but anyways, yeah, I don't. Yeah. So am I back in time now, there, Jim?
For the moment, yeah. Rick, why don't you log out? And
I didn't know if I was spinning. That's why I was just laying back.
Yeah.
All right, let me get out and come back in. I don't know what's up.
Yep. I mean, log out, not just take your face off for a minute, Rick. You'll get it figured in a minute. Yes, Michael Sullivan. SpaceX needs to figure out what the heck they're doing, and here we build models. What the heck they're doing, and why things aren't quite working. Yeah, the sounds of the engines work out good, but usually when something doesn't work, it kind of goes poof. It doesn't go bang like there. But yeah, that was, if you watch, it looked like probably a weld or something broke, because it was up at the top where the tank must have split a seam, and that's where the bang went from. How do I get a flat bill hat like Rick's? We haven't made those in a while. We're still trying to get things nailed down on t-shirts. After that, we might be able to get something worked out on hats. The biggest thing with the hats is we don't want to have to make a bunch of them. Now, maybe we can find somebody that can do us a couple dozen of them at a shot and put them on the shelves. But we haven't done those in an awful long time. Let's see. I kind of got, what's Project O? I kind of got used to it. I thought that's how he talked, and y'all were being rude. Yeah, Rick needs to reinstall his Windows 95. And he's back, kinda. He's working on it. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Let's see how you buffer.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got a bad connection there. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so it was but anyways, yeah, excited. Right now, like Indy next. I think Indy qualifying comes on here pretty quick. It's going to be exciting. And then Pocono qualifying is kind of boring. But good race. I like that big, long straightaway. I love the turns there. You know, that's the one where Jimmy lost his brakes down and won there. I don't know if you guys remember that. So it's a pretty wild ride. They go fast there, man. They had a lot of speed. And I see Jim putting there. Don't forget to guys hit the like button down there so we can get the more model builders. The more model builders we get, the more cred we sell, and the more cred we sell, the more molds we can make more of you little boys' dreams come true. Mine's coming true right now before my very eyes.
Yep.
I think I was I think I went back to about 9 years old when I built that motor. There's a lot of parts there. The heads are great. I wish you could see the engraving. I'll take photos whenever I'm done with it. The injectors, I should have grabbed them while I was there. And then the covers go over it, and really cool. A lot of fun. Having some fun. I wish I was painting it, but it's it's good to go through it and make, these little fine refinements so that makes it a little easier to build. And then whatever you got to drill.
We have an example of dedication. Sarah Jane is checking in from Germany. She was at Le Mans last week. She's at the Nürburgring for the 24 hours this weekend, but she's checking in with us. Golf clap for you there, girl.
Well, my buddy Mike Aguirre, who we slot car race with, he goes over every year for Le Mans. In fact, he's not back yet. He's still roaming around Europe there. I don't know, probably protesting or something. I don't know. I think one country they wear yellow suits. They got a yellow protest going on somewhere. I don't know where. I don't keep up much on I'm not a big world news guy. More racing news is more up my alley. That's kind of where I put my focus. The rest of it I can't change, and I enjoy race cars. Hey, anyone see that Formula One movie? I'm not going to go see it. I'm not going to watch a 60-year-old guy get into a Formula One car. They lost me at that. Brad Pitt. I see another idea,
but no, wouldn't happen in a real world.
I see another Sylvester Stallone Speed. It's what my fear is. And I actually went to the movies to see that. Oh my God. But I think right now, Days of Thunder still rules, but probably the most accurate one Ron Howard did. Great job on the Rush, the Niki Lauda Hunt thing. I know a lot of people are going to say Grand Prix, but it was a boring movie, guys, except for seeing like shots of Jim Clark or Graham Hill in the background. James Gardner played basically Dan Gurney, and I can't remember it that well, but I know James Gardner was the star, and he ran the Porsche, which Dan Gurney drove that year, and don't really remember much of that. I remember the one guy crashed in the Ferrari. I think he died. I can't remember. But Tom Cruise is making a comeback, huh? And
now, is he
do another Days of Thunder?
Is he going to do driving, or is he going to be like a team owner?
Tom Cruise can do it. Brad Pitt can't do what he wants to do. Tom Cruise can do whatever he wants to do. And he's probably going to stand on, most likely he's going to stand on the car while Kyle Busch drives it around at 180 miles an hour, just to do it. He's out of his mind in a good way, though. We love him. I mean, let's face it. There was before Days of Thunder and after Days of Thunder when it comes to NASCAR, and there's no doubt Days of Thunder really explode all of racing. Really, Days of Thunder, not just NASCAR. Everybody got a boost out of Days of Thunder. I know a lot of guys laughed at it and think it's hokey and whatever, but hey, it's a movie, But I'm looking forward to it. I think it'd be great. We'll see. I'll end up watching Brad Pitt's movie. Bandini was the one. Bandini was the guy in real life that died in the Ferrari. But I think it'll be all right. I mean, it is what it's a Hollywood production. Lewis Hamilton's involved in it somehow. I don't know. Sir Lewis, Sir Jackie. They should have got Sir Jackie. He's better. But yeah, it should be good. It'll be all right. Nicole Kidman, is she going to be in it again? Nah, she can't. They got divorced. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to get a girl about 20, 30 years younger than him, you know. Will be the co-star. You know, but it's going to be great. I guess it's on, so it's going to be exciting to see that. A lot of great exposure for, you know, let's face it, we're always wanting to bring, just like us as model builders, we're always looking to, you know, we call them children, but they're really 30 to 80-year-olds. You know, is kind of our children are 30 to 40, you know what I mean? And our base is probably 60 to 80, you know, whatever. And bring some more of those 30 to 40-year-old kids into our little world of model car building, I think would be wonderful. And I think through the NASCAR program, through the IndyCar program, the Napa drag racing program, and Tom Cruise getting out there could really help us all, and we can get more stuff.
Yep.
Because that's really what we're always about. You know, I mean, hey, we started with one mold, barely could afford that, and we got all the way here. So add a drag car, add a some kind of dirt car, and we'll be flying. And
we could do some sort of a simple single chassis to you know, for the next gens to simplify it considerably for bringing in younger builders or stuff, that they don't have to build the extensive chassis, but they can still build a current, you know, current car.
Yeah, buy a die cast. Right, guys?
Buy the die cast. Yeah, but that doesn't get them into building models.
They're not, well, build the older cars. The older cars are easy as hell to build. Build some of our monogram stuff. Build some of our, you know, 70s stuff. That's all easy. And work your way up to the next gen. The IndyCar is easy too. You know, the next gen is the toughest car we have to build.
Hard part about the IndyCar is the extensive decals.
Well, all of our cars have that issue. I mean, even this petty car. Did you see the layout on all the vermilion? Clay did a beautiful job on that. Oh yeah, now, but the decals are so good now. They go on. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he's going, "Why am I having trouble putting the decals on?" And what he was doing was he was taking, to me is decal solution's pretty harsh. You know, it's on the harsher end of it. Well, he was putting it down first and then putting his decals down. Well, they were already melted before he got them in place. You know what I mean? So really the only pre-solution you can use to put down on your car is microset. That's the only one. If you put any of those other decal solutions down before you put the decal on, you're going to melt your decal before you get it in place. So microset works. You can work the water out. And then I never put any solution down. I use just water to get it in place, and then start brushing out the water. And microsol, I cheat. I go straight to microsol, but it's probably safer if you're more inexperienced and you don't know your what to use. Start with microset, work your way down. And Clay has a great video, Jim, and we need to get that posted up on our website because I couldn't find it. Yeah, or go to Clay Camp. I don't know what he goes by on YouTube, but he has a great video on how to put decals on. And he's very conservative the way he does it. You'll have total success. And but yeah, microset, great. Microsol, that's the go-tos, you know. And if you start with microset and use microsol in the hard areas, you're going to have success all the time. But do not put down, solve set or, Tamiya down before or even microsol. You don't want to put that down before you put the decal down, because then your decal isn't going to, it's going to be melting before you get in place. Like I said, the only solution I know you can put under the decals is microset, and even then I just use it as a warmer upper, and then go to microsol to push it down. But you just got to be patient with these decals. These damn cars are like totally wrapped.
Rick, did you see this on the club page? Did you see this diorama on the club page?
Dropping a bottle of that stuff is nasty.
Very creative, Michael. That was really cool.
that is probably the most harsh glue there is. Is that the thin set or whatever it's called?
Yeah, it's Matt's thin set.
You can burn holes in plastic with that stuff. That stuff's pretty. It melts lacquer paint, Jim, off of the part. I was putting the. I forgot to put my fuel filler in my IndyCar, right? And
yeah.
I painted the car with MCW lacquer, and I stuck it up in there, and then got the brush, and I had to get a longer brush, but I was brushing that stuff up in there, and it was melting the red paint. I don't know what's in there, but it's highly toxic, I guess. It's very strong. I use all the glues. I like this one.
MEK.
This is good for long runs. I like the big brush. Of course, I always got my testers handy to get stuff into place. And then I use the Tamiya thin set. And I got 5-minute epoxy over there. I got Bob Smith's 2 styles. I use the gold. And then I also got that, what's that one? The kind of brownie stuff. It's a little more flexible super glue. And then I got, I've been using a lot of, I stopped using it, but now that I'm building this car, I've been using a lot of, what's the original green stuff, Jim?
Zap.
Zap. Yeah. Zap seems to dry harder and quicker, It's harder. Bob,
for those who don't have it in your hobby shops, Zap is it's like the Bob Smith, which the Bob Smith, you find that at all your hobby shops, and they've got their own label on the Bob Smith glues and stuff. But the Zap is just a different manufacturer, not too far away from Rick's office, in Rancho Cucamonga, where I escaped from, and they've just got a lot of different types of glues, but you may not have it at your location. I used to buy that stuff by the boxes when I had my shop.
Yeah, the green's probably best for building models because it has a tiny bit of work time. The Bob Smith Gold has more work time, but one thing about the Bob's Zap, it will crystallize on you, especially if you hit it with kicker. And to where the Bob Smith, if it's something that that you might get some glue out, the Bob Smith dries pretty clear. So all these glues are good for different applications. That's why I use them all. There is no, one glue I use. Mr. Hobby Primer, you're right. I just tried. Hey, it works great. The lacquer goes right over Mr. Hobby Primer. I've been using their white instead of Tamiya's white. Tamiya's white got a little thin and a little tougher to use, but the Tamiya gray still is great. I wish they did a white. They have the fine in the gray and then the regular in the gray. I use the regular, but they don't have the regular in the white. They just have fine. Whereas the 1500 white Mr. Hobby is kind of equal to Tamiya's regular gray primer. So yeah, it's a great white primer, and I don't. It's pretty much everywhere. I think it said that the Hobby Lobbies carry it too. But so if you have a Hobby Lobby, it's a good place to get your Mr. Primer. I'm sure any local hobby store has Mr. Primer. But the Tamiya works fine too. You just have to be a little more patient because it's runnier. So just dust it, and then come back and just make sure before each coat you put on, it dulls out. Don't rush. While it's still shining, don't put another coat on. Otherwise, it's going to run on you. Tamiya gray white. Yeah, we have the pink. I have a box of the pink, and I haven't used it. I'll have to give it a try, see how it works.
And guys, somewhere in the near future, when we can do it, we're gonna restock the supplies cabinet. We've been kind of not able to do that lately, so we'll do that when we can get back to it, because we get asked about that quite often. So
yeah, we'll be back on it. We're in the middle of getting caught up. We got other things going on right now that we got to get done, and Marco just hasn't had the time. He's trying to work with it's a big deal for us guys. I don't know, I'm hearing feedback, but it's a big deal for us to be on Fanatics page and to get to control the amount of kits. I mean, they're going to carry everything, and we're going to basically drop ship daily for them. That's, there's 70 million NASCAR fans. I don't know how many go on their site, but put it this way. If you took every hobby site in the world and put them together, Fanatics has more people on their site. So the amount of exposure we're going to get to people who love NASCAR and racing is going to be phenomenal. If one in 25 buy the kit and like it, we're going to grow tremendously.
That has been always our biggest problem, guys, is you guys know about us and you tell your friends and your clubs and stuff like that, but still we are a very well kept secret because it is a very small community, and adding the IndyCar has opened up that community a little more, and adding the funny car is going to open it up a little bit more. So it's, people just don't know about us. So it's,
and also Jim, I mean, there's a ton of model builders. I mean, a lot model builders, it's huge, but this guy might be in the military. This guy might be into ships, or, this guy might be into, there's all different monster models, whatever. We're a little niche, but if you go directly at the race fan, they're into what we're into. So we're going to pick up some race car guys that love building, would never build a model. Only reason though they're going to learn to build the model is because they want to build a race car.
How about those guys that are going to walk into the Napa store and look up and say, wow, there's a funny car. There's a model. They're making those. there's going to be a whole new people whose eyes are going to be open because they've never seen those. They never knew it. They haven't they may have never built a kit. They may haven't built a kit since in 30, 40 years. So,
yeah. I think of a guy that goes into Napa. I mean, that's another tremendous opportunity for us. I mean, they're gearheads. They're guys that change their own oil, put parts on their cars. Yep. These guys build a model, no problem. It's basically our core type of person, that, so that's going to be another phenomenal. We got some great programs coming. So that's what we've been working on. The big one's the NASCAR one right now. And once that's up and running, because it all has to be able to talk to each other. Their computers have to, it's called the E something or other system, whatever the hell it's called. Mm-hmm. But the two systems have to talk to each other. And Marco's been working on that with NASCAR or with Fanatics, and been all approved, all done. They're beta testing it. It's going to be exciting. And then, Napa's got 60-some hundred stores just in the U.S. Mm-hmm. Plus, I think it's 17,000 with their affiliates. I don't know what the affiliates mean, if places they supply, but I mean, yeah, that's going to be a hell of a deal for us. And so, and of course, we have the Chase Elliott Napa that Ron Capps is willing to help us push those in too. Which Paul Mecca, who's just been a jewel to deal with. But yeah, we're excited. They're excited. So the funny car is next, and it'd probably be around this time next year, I think, by the time the molds are cut and we're shipping. That's reality. You're still working on it. So it's a good 6-7 months from the time you're done. So I would guess summer of 26 we'll see the funny car. Especially a ground up car takes a long time, guys.
Mm-hmm. And maybe something else too, cross your fingers. Maybe we'll have a rail come out too. We'll see.
Yeah. But think of it, the next gen car, we got the drawings in May. We didn't ship it till the following May.
Yeah.
We always say we can do it in 8 months, and it's always 12. IndyCar took 12, from the time we got, you started. So yeah, we're a little more realistic now after some experience that, best case and, real case scenario. Instead, we kept going best, but reality is probably, summer of 26 will be the funny car, which would be great. We were shooting for first quarter, but there ain't no way you're going to make first quarter. Not a chance. So, yeah, I figure summer of 26, definitely the funny car will be out. And we'll start, by then we'll already be, don't forget, once it goes into tooling, then we'll be working on something else. And Jim's got that Lotus 64 that, well, if the 38 goes well, we'll knock that out right away because it's done, So we'll have another multimedia kit, and then we'll probably start working on, I don't know. We don't know. Some either midget, sprint car, top fuel car. I mean, God knows. I have no idea. Where it's going to take us. A lot of times people take us there. Like the funny car. I mean, we always wanted to do it, but when they lay it on the table and then they offer you, hey, we're going to help you promote this through Napa. I mean, how do you say no to that? Mm-hmm. So something like that might pop up,
When are the June kits shipping? Have they already started trickling out?
I think Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, they were late. They were. I don't know. Next week. I'm just gonna say next week. I haven't been there, but they'll be going out next week. Something always hangs up. It was boxes this time. Decals are done. Chad's done. All the stuff's sitting there, and the damn boxes are late. So it's always something. you know, it's we'll get them out, and then you know, it's just been, it's always something that you got all these guys supplying, and you know, somebody's always late. But anyways, like the video or whatever the hell we're on, they always tell you to help spread us around. Appreciate every one of you. Remember, club guys, that if you got that email, it doesn't mean you were kicked out of the club. It just means Marco's trying to get you to go and do it through the through our webpage. But if you don't do nothing, nothing changes. If you ignore it, nothing changes, and everything stays the same the way you're doing it right now. Okay?
But signing in through the webpage, then you guys can control if you get a new credit card or you move or whatever, or you want to add on, you can do it all yourself. And
yeah, you don't have,
if there's
you
a
don't
screw
have to rely on us writing it down.
Yep. So
yeah,
hey guys,
anyways,
thank you.
I want to watch qualifying's coming up here.
Yep.
And yeah, it's going to be a great race weekend. We got IndyCar and Cup cars going, and I'm not sure I'm sure NHR is probably racing. I haven't seen it. I usually catch the Sunday show, you know, in the evening, you know, after the Cup race and the IndyCar race is over. That was pretty cool that IndyCar did that. You know, they had the Mexican NASCAR Grand Prix, which was awesome. And then IndyCar did that late at night thing. There should be more cooperation between those two forms of racing. And I would love to see a doubleheader like we had I think it was during COVID, didn't we? We had the doubleheader at the Indy Road Course. And I'd love to see that again. I think the two of them should cooperate with each other more. And I think because it's not a war. We watch it both. You know, it's not, oh, I'm a NASCAR fan, I hate IndyCar. No, I love racing. And both series have great racing. Both of them, just phenomenal racing right now.
Well, it's not smart to put them right up against each other, competing, even if people are going to go back and watch it on the DVR later, because that doesn't show up in their ratings. But break them up, put one after the other. It doesn't matter which is which. Do one first, do the other later, and everybody can be happy watching them both. That's why I said that Formula One moving any race directly opposite the Indy 500 is just stupid, because they are the ones going to lose viewers, not Indy. They're going to lose the viewers. I mean, we can beat that dead horse for a long time. Let's get out of here. Let people get out of here.
Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all
for spinning your.
I'll have updates on my motor next week, and I'll get wired, and by the end of next week, that'll be really cool. You'll be able to see all the velocity stacks and the exhaust, and I'll take some good photos and show it to you. But I have been working. See? All right.
Getting done in about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. Well, you know what happens is me and Jim starts coming up with ideas. Well, what if we did this? What if we did that? You know what I mean? And so he kind of stalls me out while I'm waiting for his idea, you know? And that's what always happens. But anyways, thank you guys.
Thanks for those of you that are.
God bless you all, and have a great week, man.
Thanks for those of you who are spending your early Saturday mornings, your late Saturday afternoons, and even our friends in Japan that are spending their early Sunday mornings with us. Thank you very much for being here, and we will talk at you guys next week. Now let's send you out with the feet beaten of Miss